Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Myself Pritham Haith, I am the Assistant Professor of Vigyan Institute of Information Technology. Today I will discuss the numericals on two-hinge arch. As in the previous class I had already discussed the background theory and different problem related formulas will be used in this problem, and I will evaluate the horizontal thrust and bending moment of a two-hinge arch. A numerical is given to solve, that is a two-hinged semicircular arch of radius r carries a concentrated load W at the crown. Show that the horizontal thrust at each support is W by pi. Assume uniform flexural rigidity. So let me draw the semicircular arch. In this arch you are seeing the radius is r and the support VA, the VA reaction at the support A is W by 2, and in this B support the VB reaction is also W by 2, as the concentrated load W is acting at the crown of the arch. Here a horizontal thrust H is acting at both the support A and B. Now we have to determine the bending moment at point X, where the coordinate of the point X is xy. So as this is the radius r, therefore we have to find out the coordinate of point X is xy. So what will be the x and what will be the y? Here you can see the inclination of r is theta. Theta is inclined with the horizontal plane. So the base component will be cos component and height component or altitude component will be the sine component. Always you remember that where on which plane the theta is inclined, that plane is called base, and base component will be cos component. So as this is x base component, so base component x will be r cos theta, and the altitude component y will be r sin theta. Okay. Now I have to determine the bending moment at point X will be VB into x, so minus h into y. I have to find out the bending moment at point X. What will be the x distance? R cos theta. So from this point to this point will be r minus x, that means r minus x will be r minus x means r cos theta. If I take r as common, you will have 1 minus cos theta. Now we have already known that H horizontal thrust equals to integration my ds divided by integration y square ds. I have already proved this expression for two-hinge arch. This is the horizontal thrust expression. Using this expression we will find out the horizontal thrust for this semicircular arch. Now the bending moment at point X is VA into this distance here to here and VA into this distance. So VA is W by 2, so I wrote W by 2, and this distance means r minus x. This is r distance, this point to this point is r distance, and this is x. So the lever arm, effective lever arm of about x point will be here to here. So VA into this distance, what is this distance? R minus x is this distance. So r minus x is r minus r cos theta equals to r, I take r as common, so 1 minus cos theta, r into 1 minus cos theta. So this is the lever arm of VA. So if I multiply VA with this distance, I will get the bending moment at this point. So m equals to W by 2 r into 1 minus cos theta. Now I get the bending moment, so I will put those expression in this equation. So I will get the horizontal thrust. Now I put all the values of bending moment m here, and this expression is coming like that. Here the m value, this is the m value, I put w by 2 r into 1 minus cos theta, w by 2 r into 1 minus cos theta, into a y, this is y is r sin theta. So I wrote r sin theta into ds I wrote r d theta. Why? Now you just consider a small triangle at this point, a small triangle at this point, where the altitude of the triangle is the height, altitude or height of the triangle is ds, the radius is the base is r, and as this is a small triangle, so inclination of the hypotenuse with the base is d theta. So if I take tan theta, I will get ds by r equals to tan theta, that means ds by r equals to tan of d theta. As this is a small angle, so I wrote as d theta. So ds by r equals to tan of d theta. As the angle is very small, so I can write tan theta equals to theta. So tan of d theta equals to, I can write d theta. So ds equals to r of d theta. So I get the value of ds as r d theta. So I put the value of ds here as r d theta. Here also I put the value of ds as r d theta, and the denominator is integration of y square. So I wrote integration of y square. Y square means this is y, so y square means r square sin square theta. So I wrote r square sin square theta. Just think that I am integrating the horizontal thrust from 0 to pi by 2. Why? As this is 0 to pi, because if I integrate from 0 to pi by 2 means half span. So if I integrate the horizontal thrust for half span and multiply it by 2, so I will get the horizontal thrust for overall arch. So if I multiply this into 2 and if I multiply this into 2, so I will get the overall horizontal thrust of the arch structure. So automatically these 2 and these 2 will be cancelled. So no need to write these 2. Here I put all the values of m means bending moment and y value, and here I will just integrate this numerator and denominator. Just you can see the w by t is the constant, so it came out, and this is r square, this r into r is r square, so r square and r square will be cancelled. So in numerator we will have 1 minus cos theta into sin theta, 1 minus cos theta into sin theta into r d theta. So this r and this r is cancelled, and these are means r square and r square is cancelled. So we will have 1 minus cos theta sin theta d theta, 1 minus cos theta sin theta d theta. Here sin square theta d theta. So we will find out the value of numerator and denominator. So I am assuming that 1 minus cos theta equals to u. So if I assume 1 minus cos theta equals to u, so if you derivative this function, you will get sin theta d theta equals to du, because the derivative of u is du d theta. I am derivating this function with respect to theta, so we will have du d theta, and the derivative of 1 is 0, derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta multiplied by minus, we will have sin theta. So du equals to sin theta d theta. Now I will put sin theta d theta, I will put the value of du as sin theta d theta. So I have 1 minus cos theta sin theta d theta equals to 1 minus cos theta means u, and sin theta d theta means du. So if you integrate u du, you will have u square by 2, and you put the value of u as 1 minus cos theta whole square. So 1 minus cos theta whole square by 2. So you have the integration of this function is 1 minus cos square 1 minus cos whole square by 2. Therefore, integration of 0 to pi by 2 1 minus cos theta d theta is half. If you put the value 0 to, if you put the limit of 0 to pi by 2, you will get the integration of this function half. Okay. Now this is the numerator and denominator is sin square theta d theta. So in this same way, if you integrate sin square theta d theta and put the limit, lower limit and upper limit, you will get pi by 4. So you get the numerator half and denominator pi by 4, and previously you have w by 2. So w by 2 numerator by denominator. So I wrote w by 2, the value of numerator is half and denominator is pi by 4. So we have horizontal thrust H equals to w by pi. Hence we prove the horizontal thrust is w by pi in case for a semicircular arch subjected to W concentrated load at crown. I am going to discuss on 2-hinge arch, 2-hinge parabolic arch subjected to concentrated load W at the crown. We have to find out, we have to show that the horizontal thrust equals to 25 WL by 125 H at each support. So as we have already derived that the ordinate at any point at any section x is y equals to 4h by L square x into L minus x. This is the ordinate at any section x for a parabolic arch, not for circular arch. Always you remember that. So at any point x, the bending moment will be m equals to w by 2 into x. That means why? Because the W load is working at crown, so the support reaction will be VA will be equals to W by 2 and VB also will be equals to W by 2. So if we take the bending moment at any section x, we have W by 2 into this distance. Now what is this distance? This is x. I am considering as this is a simply supported beam. So if we consider the simply supported beam, we are just ignoring the horizontal thrust H. The bending moment will be the reaction at support A, that means W by 2 into the distance from the section x. So W by 2 into x is the bending moment at any section x. Now we know the horizontal thrust for a parabolic arch is equals to integration my dx by integration of y square dx. This expression we have already derived in the previous class. So we will put the value of m, that means bending moment, in this expression. So we will have m is w by 2 into x. So we put w by 2 into x into y means 4h by L square x into L minus x. So I put 4h by L square x into L minus x into dx. So I am integrating for the half portion and I will multiply by 2. So we will evaluate the horizontal thrust for full span. So I am integrating the function from 0 to L by 2 and multiplying by 2. So that will evaluate the horizontal thrust for full span. So this is for numerator and denominator also. I will integrate the expression, the function from 0 to L by 2 and multiplied by 2. So eventually these two will be cancelled. Now I will evaluate the integration of this function as numerator and integration of this function as denominator. Now we have this expression of horizontal thrust This is the numerator and this is the denominator. Now we will find out the value of this function and the value of this function. So we wrote here as numerator. Now 2wh by L square came out from the function, and we will integrate this function from 0 to L by 2. So our function is x square into x L minus x dx. So we can divide into two parts. One is x square L, another part is minus of x cube dx. So if we integrate x square into L and minus of x cube dx, we will have this expression. And if you put the upper limit and lower limit, the lower limit is 0 and upper limit is L by 2. So we have this type of expression, and ultimately the numerator value is 5 by 96 WH L square. Now this is the denominator. Now we will find out the value of this function, the value of the integration of this function. We have the constant value of 16h square by L to the power 4. So we just took it out, and the integration of x square into L minus x whole square. So if you break it, you will get this function. Now we will integrate this function and put the limit, lower limit and upper limit, and we will get the value of denominator as 4h square into L divided by 15. So in previously we got the numerator value as 5 by 96 WH L square, and here we got the denominator value 4h square by L. So as the denominator is at the bottom, so we just reverse it, we just reciprocate it, and we will put 15 by 4h square L. So I wrote it here 15 by 4h square L, and we get the horizontal thrust 25 by 128 WL by H.